Hey everybody, please excuse I sound a little nasally. 'Tis the season of all things sinus and allergy. It's wonderful. But the other day I was scrolling Facebook and I follow the Parent Cue on Facebook, and they give all sorts of wonderful, godly advice and different parental perspectives. So the one that really kind of caught my eye was the definition of peace is proving you care about each other more than winning the argument. And that's said by Reggie Joiner, who started the Parent Cue and the Orange curriculum that we use here at New Life. But I had to read it a couple of times. The definition of peace is proving you care more about the person than winning the argument. I read it and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I don't feel like I argue with that many people, and I don't feel like I argue with my kids that often. And as soon as I had that thought process, that day, you know that I got into an argument with my 5-year-old, because that's what makes sense. And we were arguing about what was in his pocket. And he kept telling me there was nothing in his pocket. There's nothing in his pocket. Child, I can prove to you that you have a handful of rocks in your pocket. And I can tell by the size of the rocks that they came from the playground. Please stop bringing home pockets of rocks. I tried to explain to him why. We have our own rocks at home. Those rocks are for the playground. We don't need them. You don't need them. You forget to take them out of your pockets. Then they go into my washer and they make all sorts of terrible noise. That's kind of a moot point. However, he would not own up to the fact that he had rocks in his pockets. Now, there's a lot of different levels that we could get into with this, but it literally got to the point where I was just arguing with him about these rocks in his pocket. Peace proves you care more about the person than about winning the argument. So I looked at him and I said, you know what? I want you to go outside, check your pockets, come back in, and then we can move on with our day. He did. And magically, there were no more rocks in his pocket when he came back in. And again, it's a silly example, but it wasn't worth standing there and arguing and going back and forth about the rocks in his pocket. We came to a quick solution, not as quick as it should have been, but we came to a quick solution and we were able to move on with our day. And he knew that I still loved him. He wasn't in trouble. There was none of that. It was just peaceful after that. And in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 23, it says, "Again I say, don't get involved with foolish, ignorant arguments that only start fights. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but be kind to everyone. Be able to teach and be patient with difficult people." I don't know about you, but after a long day of work and after the kids have been at school all day and they've had their fill of life, it can be difficult sometimes to just communicate with each other. Take a breath, take a step back, and find peace. Find peace in the moment and peace everlasting. As you're all hopefully finding time outside and not dealing with the allergy stuff I'm dealing with, I pray that you have a great day and that you're maybe not in as many foolish arguments as I sometimes find myself to be in. Have a great day. This might be too much to balance with a rabbit. Maybe I'm just gonna use it as a pillow. That actually doesn't feel too terrible.